within that Manchester United squad, team, coaching staff, had a real game plan of how they felt they could win at Anfield?
Well, they did it at home to Sunderland. They went long. Lamens can kick. He can kick a long way off both feet. I'm not sure about his build-up play. We haven't seen it yet, but I think it's a good decision from the manager to say, you know what, let's not play out around our box. Let's not give the ball away in poor areas where we lose possession and it ends up in the back of our net, and then the pressure's on a young goalkeeper I'm given an opportunity to. Let's get the ball as far away from the goal as possible. Play up to Šeško in Sunday against Sunderland when they did. Yes, they changed it around, but they haven't got to win the first header. They have to try and win the second header. So they moved forward as a team, won the second balls, and then played in the opposition's half. I think it's a sensible decision from Ruben Amorim.
Yeah, and you worked that Manchester United Sunderland game, and talking about how they did go along to Šeško all the time. It was like a dress rehearsal for this, and yet they didn't play with Šeško, because this is right from inside the first minute. They've gone long, they've won the ball back, and then no thought of anything else other than to knock this ball long and go and compete. But I thought one of the patterns from the day was, even though the ball went long, I hardly ever saw anyone running in behind expecting Manchester United to win the flick on. They were just in great positions sort of behind the ball, weren't they, to recover the seconds?
I think it's sensible. They know they're not going to, up against Van Dijk and Arte, not going to win the first ball. I was surprised how many balls they headed, the Liverpool defenders. I thought they would have let a few run, head back to the goalkeeper, clear the play up, but they headed it straight back into an area where Man United were pretty much populating, and it was a game plan. It was a game plan for them to do that, and I think it worked quite well.
Well, it did. It worked very well, and if you don't win the first header, it's important to win the second one. But they kept competing. They allowed these moments in the game, and I thought this was a poor decision we're going to see from Van Dijk. And I thought just by stepping in for this next one, leaving that space in there, and I think Manchester United was so quick to spot that opportunity that, yes, he's just stepped into that area. Yeah. Ball comes outside to Ahmed, and look at now, there's your goal scorer, Ryan Mbeumo, in that position, seeing that opportunity. Yeah. We don't see Virgil van Dijk get himself in a bad position as often as maybe we saw.
If we're saying it's a bad decision to step in, it was also a bad decision not to run back.
Yeah.
As quick as you possibly can, because he's looking to blame Konate here. For me, he has to be busting a gut to get himself back into that position. But he doesn't. He's ambling back. He's almost too cool to sweat. He's thinking, I'm a Rolls Royce. We know how good you are, Virgil. But sometimes you need to run. You need to run as quick as you can. You need to clear up the danger. He doesn't do it there. He's snoozing.
Yeah, you can see the two Manchester United players really are busting a gut to get in there. Konate sensing it. Ahmed plays a delicious ball, wonderfully timed in there, and Manchester United are off to a flyer. But that wasn't the only time they played forward. They got a benefit there, and they were then making sure that they got forward as often as possible. You see, there's no thought of how often in the Premier League, if there's that much space to a defender, do we see them given the ball? But not a moment's thought to it. See Casemiro in the middle saying, play the ball forward. There you go again. Nobody making a run beyond the ball, nobody in a position to get forward, just recovering that second ball and go from there. Suddenly, instead of playing out from the back, instead of trying to have 15, 20 passes in your own half, risking the ball, you've now got one of your better players in possession all the way up here.
It's just common sense, and it's exactly what, when you look at the goalkeeper's done very well. He's had two very good games, but it's like Peter Schmeichel.
Let's get more on that Super Sunday victory for Manchester United at Anfield. We can talk to a very happy Manchester United fan now, Chris Edwards. Right, you will be delighted to be on this morning, I'm sure. Chris, your first win at Anfield since 2016. I know it was a great result. What did you think of the performance?
It was absolutely brilliant. The rain forecast said it was going to be rainy today, but I know it's sunshine across all of Manchester for us Manchester United fans. I think the performance was absolutely brilliant. We kind of built on the performance we put in against Arsenal at the start of the season. We've been a bit unlucky with some games going on from there, but I'm really, really happy and ecstatic. You can see grinning from cheek to cheek, ear to ear about the result yesterday.
How did you feel about Amorim before the Sunderland game, and how do you feel about him now?
If I'm being honest with you, and just to keep consistency, I have been someone who thought Amorim should be out of a job. I think from last season, I didn't see enough, and I didn't see enough this season as well with some of the in-game management, the tactics, the substitutions. So I did also think that Amorim should probably be on his way out, but he has delivered against Sunderland, but that's something that's BAU to him, being able to deal with the promoted sides. And again, against the top sides as well, he seems to have found a little bit of a niche there and led to us being only 3 points behind Man City. So, yeah.
Yeah, and probably just highlights a little bit more as well on Konate. And could he get across in that position? But you see Manchester United keeping the ball alive. Again, as we mentioned, numbers centrally. And the two centre-backs have just got to get back. But fair play to him. He's busting a gut to get in there. Ryan Mbeumo, right foot, and they find themselves 1-0. And he created other chances. And again, I just want to look at this sort of setup again. Harry Maguire, now look at Casemiro, go long, go long. Look at the manager down here. He's not even looking at the game. He's not watching. He knows this ball is going long. Again, no one running in behind to try and get on the second ball. In behind. Normally that happens. Again, look at those 5 players inside. Again, the 2 central midfield players and the 3 attacking players really narrow, really together to make sure they pick up the second ball.